Hello and welcome. We're going to talk about something that, let's be honest, we all deal with stress. But we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to build a really clear, practical way for you to understand what's actually happening in your mind and body, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Does this look familiar? You know that feeling, right? When you're just completely swamped and it feels like just one more little thing could make the whole thing overflow. It's a universal feeling, and today we're going to give it a shape. Okay, so let's use a simple but really powerful metaphor to picture what's going on. The stress bucket. Just imagine that your ability to handle everything life throws at you is like this bucket. Simple, right? But it's a visual we're going to keep coming back to. So first things first, we need to understand what's actually filling up your personal stress bucket. Because while we all have one, the things that fill it up, well, they're different for every single one of us. Think of this tap at the top. It's just constantly flowing. And that water, that's your daily life. It's your job, it's the bills, it's relationship stuff, all of life's little demands. Every single one adds a little more water to your bucket. So take a second. What's pouring into your bucket right now? All right, now that we have this picture on our heads, let's pop the hood and see what's going on inside. Why does it feel so intense, so physical when that bucket starts to get full? Well, the answer is hardwired into our biology. It all comes down to this, your fight or flight response. This is your body's ancient built-in alarm system. And here's the crazy part. Your brain doesn't really know the difference between a real physical threat like a tiger and a modern threat like a terrifying email inbox. It hits the same panic button. So what happens when that alarm goes off? Your body gets a huge surge of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline gets your heart pounding, cortisol dumps sugar into your system for quick energy, and that's why you feel all these things. Your body is literally getting ready to either fight for your life or run away as fast as you can. Now, stress isn't always the villain of the story. A little bit of pressure can actually be a good thing. It's what sharpens your focus before a big presentation or gives you the energy to hit a tight deadline. The trouble starts when that pressure becomes overwhelming and tips us over from performing well into feeling burned out. And this is where we really get into trouble. Our bodies are built for short, intense bursts of stress, and then to relax. They're not designed for that alarm system to be blaring 24/7. When the tap is just always on full blast, your fight or flight response gets stuck in the on position. And the consequences of that are, well, they're serious. Being stuck in that state day after day can throw almost all of your body's systems out of whack. We're talking about real, measurable health problems, everything from your heart and your gut to your ability to sleep or even just focus. Okay, so we know the bucket is filling up, and we know that's bad news if it overflows. So that leads us to a pretty important question. What are we doing to let the water out? This is where coping strategies come into play. And you can really split them into two big categories. On one side, you have the good guys, adaptive strategies. These are the healthy tools that actually help you solve problems and make you stronger. On the other side, you have maladaptive strategies. You know, the things that might feel good for a little while, but in the long run, they just make everything worse. Let's go back to our bucket to see what this looks like. A harmful, maladaptive strategy, like procrastinating or maybe drinking too much, is like this leaky tap in the middle. Yeah, it lets out a little bit of water, so you get some temporary relief. But look where that water is going. It's just pouring right back into the top. It's a vicious cycle. So far, it kind of seems like stress is just this thing that happens to us, right? But what if that's not the whole story? This next idea is a complete game changer because it's all about the power we have to actually change our relationship with stress itself. So there's this framework in psychology called the transactional model, and the core idea is pretty revolutionary. It says that stress isn't just the event itself. Stress is created in the transaction, in the space between you and the event. It's all about how you appraise it. And this appraisal happens in a split second, in two steps. First, we ask ourselves, is this a problem for me? Is this a threat? If the answer is yes, we immediately jump to step two. Okay, can I handle it? Do I have what it takes to cope with this? The real heavy stress happens when we decide something is a threat and we doubt our ability to deal with it. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? The story we tell ourselves about what's happening can be way more powerful than the thing itself. I mean, think about it. A traffic jam is just a bunch of cars. But to one person, it's a minor annoyance, and to another, it's a full-blown crisis. The event is the same. The interpretation is everything. So if we can change our interpretation, what else can we do? we can get a lot smarter about emptying the bucket. This next part is all about building your own personal toolkit with real, effective strategies that actually help. These are your real tools. These are the things that open that tap at the bottom of the bucket and let the stress genuinely drain away. This is stuff like actually tackling the problem head-on, leaning on your friends, taking care of your body, and learning how to challenge those negative thought loops. Talking about all this is great, but I want to give you something super practical that you can use the second this is over. Or hey, even right now. This is called box breathing. It is so simple, but it's an incredibly powerful way to calm your nervous system. Let's just try one cycle. Sit comfortably, breathe in through your nose for 4, hold for 4, breathe out through your mouth for 4, and just pause for 4. If you repeat that for just a few minutes, it can make a huge difference. And beyond those in-the-moment fixes, long-term resilience is all about balance. A great way to think about it is this 3-legged stool. To be stable, you need all 3 legs. Routine stuff like chores, necessary stuff like work and bills, and pleasurable stuff, things you do just for you, just for fun. When we get stressed, guess which leg we usually kick away first? The fun one. And then the whole thing gets wobbly. So if there's one thing I want you to walk away with, it's this. You are not helpless here. You have the power and the tools to manage the flow of water coming in, to fix those unhelpful leaky taps, and, most importantly, to open that release valve at the bottom and let the pressure out. So I'll leave you with this question. Knowing everything we've talked about, what is one small thing you can do today to open that tap? It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe it's 5 minutes of that box breathing. Maybe it's just texting a friend. What's one small step you can take